The United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter represents a powerful moment in modern American coinage because it combines circulation history with deep cultural meaning. This coin was issued as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999 and changed how the public interacted with coins. The Alabama Quarter stands out because it features Helen Keller, a figure rarely seen on circulating United States coinage. This choice alone gives the coin historical and educational weight beyond its face value. The coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and the D-Mint mark confirms its origin. Like most state quarters, the 2003 Alabama issue was produced in large quantities. This means it is not rare by mintage. That fact must be stated clearly. High production numbers keep the coin common in circulated grades. However, common does not mean meaningless. Millions were made, but far fewer remain in clean collectible condition today. In very fine condition, the obverse of the coin shows George Washington with moderate even wear. The major details of the hair profile and facial outline remain visible. The date and inscriptions are clear. The D-Mint mark is readable and undamaged. This level of preservation meets standard grading expectations for a circulated quarter. The reverse is where this coin becomes special. Helen Keller is depicted seated holding a book inscribed in Braille with the words "Spirit of Courage." The design honors her achievements and her role as an advocate author and symbol of perseverance. In very fine condition, the outline of her figure, the book, and the wheelchair remain identifiable, though softened by circulation. The Braille dots are often the first details to wear, and their partial visibility helps determine condition. This design marked a significant moment because it introduced a person with disabilities onto a circulating United States coin. That decision expanded representation in American numismatics. Collectors and educators value this coin not because it is rare, but because it tells a meaningful story that reaches beyond metal and minting. Now let us talk honestly about value. In the 2025 market, a normal United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter in very fine circulated condition generally trades between face value and $1 US, depending on eye appeal and demand. Most examples sell closer to face value. Claims of high prices without verified errors are not accurate. Real premiums appear only when the coin has authenticated mint errors, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or major die breaks. These errors are uncommon and require professional verification. Without such features, the value remains modest but stable. Collectors continue to include this coin in state quarter albums, educational collections, and thematic sets focused on historical figures. Its importance lies in representation history and public engagement rather than scarcity. The United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter Helen Keller Spirit of Courage in very fine condition stands as a reminder that modern coins can carry powerful messages even when they are common. It is a coin of meaning, documentation, and honest collecting value. When we move further into the story of the United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter, the focus shifts from design to long-term meaning and circulation reality. This coin was not created to be rare or exclusive. It was created to be seen, handled, and recognized by the public. Because of this purpose, most examples experienced heavy circulation. Coins that remain in very fine condition today already represent a smaller surviving group. This reduction is natural and gradual, and it shapes collector behavior over time. The Helen Keller reverse design continues to gain appreciation as years pass. Collectors and historians view it as one of the most socially significant designs of the 50 State Quarters program. It does not rely on buildings or symbols alone. It shows a person whose life represented perseverance, education, and advocacy. This gives the coin lasting cultural value even when market value remains modest. In very fine condition, the reverse details remain readable and identifiable. The book and Braille inscription still show farm. The wheelchair outline remains visible. These details help collectors evaluate honest wear versus damage. Clean wear is always preferred. Coins that are scratched, bent, or cleaned lose trust and desirability. Another important factor is educational use. Teachers, parents, and collectors often use this quarter to introduce young people to both history and numismatics. Because it circulates widely, it becomes accessible. That accessibility increases its presence in collections, even if it does not command a premium. This role ensures continued interest across generations. Market behavior in 2025 confirms stability rather than speculation. Normal circulated examples trade near face value. Very fine pieces may bring a slight premium, but not dramatic prices. This stability protects the coin from hype cycles and false expectations. It remains grounded in reality, which is healthy for collectors. Error examples are a separate category. Verified errors can carry higher value, but they are uncommon and should never be assumed without professional confirmation. Honest collectors separate normal coins from error coins clearly. The long-term importance of the United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter Helen Keller Spirit of Courage lies in documentation and representation. It captures a moment when American coinage broadened its narrative. It may never be rare, but it will always be meaningful. That balance makes it a respected piece in modern collections. As time moves forward, the United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter continues to evolve in perception, even though its physical form remains unchanged. Coins like this often begin their life as everyday objects and slowly transform into reference pieces for history, culture, and education. This transition does not happen quickly. It happens quietly as years pass and circulation removes many examples from acceptable condition. One important reality is that state quarters are no longer being produced. The program ended years ago. This creates a closed chapter in United States coinage. Every Alabama quarter that exists today is part of a fixed population. While that population is large, the number of visually pleasing circulated examples slowly decreases. Very fine coins without damage become harder to encounter naturally in circulation. The Helen Keller design gains strength with age. Modern audiences increasingly value representation and historical inclusion. This coin becomes a symbol of that shift in public awareness. It reflects a decision made by the United States Mint to honor courage, intellect, and resilience, rather than only political or architectural themes. That decision will continue to be studied and respected. From a collector perspective, this coin serves as a benchmark. It teaches grading skills and historical interpretation. It helps collectors learn to separate condition from rarity and meaning from hype. This educational role ensures that the coin remains relevant even without high monetary value. The market reality remains honest and grounded. In 2025, there is no dramatic price explosion for normal circulated examples. That stability protects collectors from misinformation. It also reinforces trust in numismatics as a discipline based on evidence rather than speculation. Over the long term, the Alabama quarter will likely remain affordable, accessible, and meaningful. It will not disappear into vaults. It will remain present in albums, classrooms, and discussions. That accessibility is part of its strength. The United States 2000 and 3D Alabama State Quarter Helen Keller Spirit of Courage stands as proof that a coin does not need to be rare to be important. It needs context, integrity, and time. Those elements give it lasting value beyond numbers on a price guide.